So there's been a lot of talk recently about the US banning TikTok and what the ramifications of that would actually be. The biggest ramification that people on the internet, or at least in YouTube world, are worried about is the massive influx of TikTok people, TikTok influencers onto YouTube as a platform. Now, this really just reminds me of when Vine shuttered in 2016 or 2017, and people were so concerned that all these big TikTokers were going to come over and just ruin YouTube. They were just going to come to YouTube and just be nothing but trash. And of course, you did have some people come over that were just not good, and people to this day don't like them. You know, you have the likes of Logan Pauls, you got Lele Pons, Hannah Stocking, basically that whole crew of people that just make kind of crappy Vine content in longer form on YouTube. But let's just not forget, you have some greats of the YouTube game. You got your Drew Goodens, you got your Danny Gonzalez's, Cody and Noel, you got Liza Koshy, you got David Dobrik. All these people just, they've put in the work, they've changed, they've adapted, and they're some of the biggest creators on the platform now. I mean, think about it. How many people see David Dobrik and think, oh, Viner? No, people think of him for his vlogs. People don't think of Cody and Noel for their Vines. They think about them for their music or their commentary videos. You can change, right? You can have new creative people come to a platform. It can be good, and they can add something new. Pretty much with everyone forgetting about them on Vine. I think a lot of people forgot what Vine tried to do with a lot of these guys. One of the things I think pretty much everyone forgot about, myself included until a couple days ago, was a series called Camp Unplugged. Since a lot of the Viners that were in it actually were the ones to successfully transition onto commentary videos and other YouTube videos, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to commentate on the atrocity that actually is Camp Unplugged. So a little bit of backstory. Camp Unplugged was Vine's first and seemingly only attempt to actually get into the long-form content game, move out of that 6-second space, and try and actually make like a show or some other content that wasn't just Lele Pons screaming. They basically just got 13 of their most successful creators and got them together at this little camp and made them act in what looks like the freshman film major's attempt at a summer camp story. It's kind of like if Lele Pons tried to make Wet Hot American Summer. I mean, look at this intro.
Howdy, campers! Welcome to Camp Unplugged.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
This is my battle, I stand up and own it. My phone's in my pocket and I'm in the moment. No more notifications, life complications. I'm finally free. I need an intervention to break this addiction. Unplug me. It's back to square one at Camp Unplug. Trading all those pokes for hugs. It's a new day at Camp Unplug. No more like so much love. It's Camp Unplug.
So the premise is that Viners are too addicted to their phones and social media, so their agents and managers send them out to this camp as a detox from those things. And for some reason, the camp decides that they should hand over their phones in the windiest part of the camp.
So, hand over your phones. Come on, don't be shy. Not gonna check your texts. Wouldn't know how.
Fuck no.
Heck yes.
No, I'm not giving you my phone.
Phone!
Did her Siri actually just go off in the middle of shoot?
No, I'm not giving you my phone.
Phone!
Did they really just keep the Siri going off? Like, they could have edited that out easier than they could have the wind. I mean, it doesn't really matter. This thing is just full of audio mishaps. It's rife with them. Honestly, it's every 2 minutes.
Guys, I think it's time you fucking get your shit together. So follow me. I have my shit together. Let's get our shit together.
Look at the scene. You got a girl saying, "Get our shit together," as the wind is coursing through the mic, full blast. It's perfect irony. So of course, these Viners are pissed that they gotta go without their phones for a couple days. But what really pisses them off and scares them is when the counselor says that there's been a dismemberment in the past year. And of course, it leads to quite possibly the worst written dialogue.
What is a dismemberment? Oh my god. Is that like when they kick you out of the Soho house?
Are you serious? Right now, no. A dismemberment is when you get the limbs ripped off your body. Expand your vocabulary, Jesus.
Wait, but what's the Soho House? Can we go there? It sounds fun, but this is fun too. I love camping.
I mean, I just love how the guys in the background are just, they don't give a shit. They're phoning this in. They've completely checked out. I mean, the one guy on the right is just literally shaking his head at how bad this is. Imagine doing that on a real movie set. I mean, there's just a lot more stilted delivery, terrible writing. But I mean, let's be honest. Being funny in a 6-second video format is completely different than acting. And it's not exactly the best indicator of that talent. I'm not going to blame the people who were in the movie who did Vines for actually just, trying to test themselves out and expanding their horizons and trying to be in new things. And let's be honest, they probably got a bag and they probably got a free vacation out of this. So who's going to say no to free money and a free vacation? Honestly, the worst bit is that you just have this weird mix of written, delivered lines and improv. Like, in order for a movie to work where you have a mix of improv and written dialogue, you have to have people that are, one, really good writers, and two, really good at improv. Or at the very least, really good at improv. We all know the script wasn't written well. And we all know these guys probably aren't the best improvers. There's a scene where Danny Gonzalez's character is like this weird gung-ho Boy Scout character, is leading some of the less enthusiastic characters up what is possibly the smallest hill in history, and they just absolutely break the transition from script to unscripted so fast and so obviously and too often. It's like back and forth, and it's not great.
Oh man, here we are. Sorry if that was a long hike. As an Eagle Scout, I learned a lot about hiking techniques and all that, so.
Do he ever shut the fuck up?
No, but I need him to move his nose in front of the sun so I can stop getting the tan. Triangle nose.
Ooh. Oh.
Paper plane nose.
Get him!
They use your nose to play paper football nose.
Oh!
When you lay on your back in the water, they think you got a fin nose.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say?
He said, do you ever shut the fuck?
Is it me or does he look like Paul Bunyan lesbian sister Paula Bunyan?
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
we don't hear about her much.
Yeah, we don't. Hey, but look.
No. Do he look like Ellen DeGeneres' evil twin, Ellen Ungenerous?
Are you guys talking about me?
Yeah, a little
She
bit.
don't be
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, she don't. But Danny, look, what do we?
Don't his nose look like a confident piece of roll?
I can hear you guys.
Yeah. So Danny, what do we do here?
Just look. Just gaze, guys. Take it all in, you know?
I mean, come on, that's just some of the worst roasting of all time. All they said was, haha, he big nose, he look like mean rich lesbian, haha, ha ha ha. I mean, they even used 2 paper-related insults back to back. It's just like the worst roasting. I mean, they didn't even hit him for his Davy Crockett wannabe-ass raccoon hat, or for being one of those popcorn-selling fucks known as America's Hitler Youth, the Boy Scouts. I also personally probably would have bodied him on his love for the elitist drink that is La Croix. But that probably wasn't part of the Danny Gonzalez known canon at the time, so I'll give him a pass. After that tragic roast, they get lit and set up a campfire where the counselor tells them this tragic story of the dismemberment. Turns out it was just Chris Melberger accidentally dismembering and killing the groundskeeper's dog because he was too busy looking at his phone while throwing an axe. Because that makes sense, but whatever. And of course the groundskeeper is alleged to haunt the grounds to this day, seeking revenge on the social media addicted influencers for what happened to his poor little dog. For some reason they get mad at her and say that she left them on a cliffhanger, even though she said it as succinctly as you could. Guy had phone, threw axe, hit dog died, dog owner, haunts grounds looking for revenge. No cliffhanger. Anyway, she decides not to tell them anymore because there's really nothing more to say. Leaves, says goodnight. I'm not answering any questions, going to bed. And from that, we get possibly the best edited scene in the entire thing.
I'm hearing you say psycho, but what I'm feeling is, I go. to sleep now. Bye, you guys!
Wait, what the fuck you just say?
Yeah, aren't we hashtag content creators? Like, I'm too young to die. I know you guys are probably around your 20s, so you probably already have your will written, but...
How could they just leave a random stray black screen in there? That's the most cliche editing failure of all time. That's grade school level stuff. Like, I could hand that to a child. I could have a child give them iMovie and they wouldn't do that. That's how easy that is to not do. I mean, that's just the most hello fellow kids line of all time. Everyone that uses our app is a child, and anyone over the age of 18 is geriatric. That's basically what they're saying with that line. She's not wrong about Cody, though. He is getting to the age where putting your final wishes down on paper is probably a good idea. Anyway, then Danny and Michaela Long, for some reason, are left alone to find out what cracked a branch in the woods, only to find that there is a dog collar, which triggers the least scary and most confusing horror scene I've ever seen. Well, now I see why that accidental black screen might not have actually been an accident, because they just seem to love using them as really shitty transitions. I mean, they literally used it 8 times in 18 minutes. That's not including the one that I think is an accident or the ones that they use in the fake killer intro scene. It's like if every 2.5 minutes you just blacked out and you woke up somewhere else, not where you were before. So then the kooky kids all wake up in the morning for some reason, are walking out of the bathroom. I don't know if that's supposed to be a sex joke or something. I don't know. Then the counselor tells them that they all have to go fishing today because that's what you do at camp. As soon as everyone leaves, Drew just starts shoveling grass into his mouth like the little heifer he is, and it's a pretty weird scene. Only being 3 people who go fishing, and for some reason they end up catching a Mythbusters ballistic dummy arm, and of course they freak out, only for the camera to pull back and reveal Drew ominously watching over them. So clearly we're supposed to think Drew's the killer now, even though it's kind of obvious that he's not. And of course, with all the commotion, everyone runs down to see what the heck's going down, see what's up. And they realize that Chloe's missing, so they go looking for her. As soon as they reach the main camp, Chloe comes running out of the woods, missing her arm after just barely surviving an encounter with the killer. In a total boss bitch move, Lauren tells Kenny to come with her and everyone else to go inside. While she's alone with Kenny, she reveals her big brain master plan.
Wait, where are you going?
What do you mean, where am I going? We have to do something about this.
How are we gonna do something about it and we gonna get all our arms chopped off, just like Chloe?
Yeah, we are gonna get our arms cut off, which is why we have to do something. He's obviously crazy. He obviously just cut off a young teen's arm.
We need to get phones. How are we gonna get our phones
You're
back?
gonna go get the phones. You're gonna go right now.
Come with me.
No. What? I'm gonna go get arrows.
All right. Oh, okay.
She literally pulls him in and then pushes him away while telling him to go. This is just another one of those times where you can just hear them going off script, going from the poorly written words on the page to the poorly thought out words in their head. Kenny finally escapes Lauren's grasp and makes it to the office where all the phones are kept. And he finds Chris Melberger, the guy who killed the dog, locked inside of a storage bin. Chris and him break the fourth wall twice in this exchange. Twice they break the fourth wall. And then it's revealed that the counselor is actually the killer. Surprise, surprise. The dog was hers the whole time. So Kenny rushes back. As soon as they get to their phones, they gotta check their Instagram. They gotta go on Tinder. They gotta update their followers. And right as all this is going down, the killer comes rushing in. And they have Drew on a leash and wearing dog face paint. don't know. And the killer just rants against social media and social media addictions. They are the cause of her dog's death, because if they weren't addicted to social media, then her dog would still be alive, and how he was a good dog. But as she's about to strike, Lauren gets her with that arrow, fucks her up, saves the day. So what do they do to celebrate? You gotta take a selfie.
Wait, guys, come on! Everybody get in, let's take a selfie!
Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea.
So now you'd expect that to be the happy ending we all want and deserve after being tugged around this camp for 20 minutes. But we're not just done yet, boys and girls. It's a Vine show with Vine stars, and you know what that means. You gotta have a teaser song that you can have all your stars make a little dance to, make their little intro for their characters to, so that you can use it as promo for the pilot of your show that will not get a second episode. Like most things that are forced upon an app's user base, the promo song became kind of a meme within itself, and kind of a mini meme and a mini meme format on Vine. So people kind of just made some ridiculous Vines like these ones. I mean, these were like the few decent / good ones. There's a lot of really, really bad and poor taste ones that even at that time were like just not funny, just like cringe, kind of like 4chan-y Redditor kind of humor where I'm like, I'm just gonna do 9/11 joke. Like, just no nuance, nothing funny about it, just like people trying to be extreme for no reason. Some just like kind of clowned on the promo videos that the creators were making, made their own, kind of made fun of them, re-editing them. Others posted themselves dancing to the song, like this absolute legend who simultaneously looks like he's 12 and 40. Okay, after listening for that one bit of that song for way too many hours, I'm done. I just need to stop. I've had too much. Besides, I don't even think there's anything more to say after seeing Mr. Vineyard Vines himself hit the fattest whip. No hate to anyone involved, obviously. I mean, they were all pretty much some of the better Viners, and like we said, best creators. I mean, they transitioned well to YouTube. And, you know, if I were in their position too, I honestly would have snatched that bag and ran. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so I too can get a free vacation to Wisconsin.